Għanna mistidna oħra hawnhekk. Good morning, how are you?
Good morning, have to switch to English for me.
Yes, of course I will, no problem.
Thank you.
Kate Fenech Field.
Yes, that's me.
And you're here to talk about Toi Toi education program. First of all, how are you this morning?
I'm all right, yes, very well, thank you.
Yes, and it's nice having you here in studio to discuss about Toi Toi. I have no idea, no clue, and it will be really helpful, beneficial to explain to me and our viewers to understand what is Toi Toi.
Sure, okay, yeah. Toi Toi is based at the National Theatre, so it's the National Theatre Education Programme. And it started, we're in our 9th season now. It was started by Rosetta de Battista with a view to using the facilities obviously at the Manuel, the studio theatre complex, which is on Old Mint Street, just around the corner from the main stage, is where we do the majority of our events. And what it is
the events are held in this particular
it's like
studio,
a black box
right?
theatre.
Okay.
And we have developed it from purely for public to the same shows being offered to schools. So we've seen a growth, let's say, of 4, normally one would do 4 or 5 performances for public, and now we're doing 9 because schools are really interested in coming to bring their entire classes.
Oh, so you're actually inviting students during the day and performing, having these performances specifically for the students themselves, am I right?
And it goes, absolutely. It goes from babies, so that's normally families together, so mummy, daddy and baby will come. And we had, over this year, we've got the growth again with 6 baby events over the year. What tends to happen with the baby concerts, they're just adorable anyway, is that it's normally their first or second experience of live theatre. All our events are based around the idea that you should be able to interact in some way or other during the course of that 30 or 40 minutes, however long it is.
So it's an interactive performance, is that right?
So yes, essentially. I mean,
how young can the children be? The younger, you mentioned baby, birth.
Yeah, birth, definitely. I mean, there's that whole thing about playing music and talking to one's baby in the womb, and it sort of progresses from there. So yes, from as little as, literary birth, it's about how they see their parents reacting. Often it's the parents' first time of something like that, a more intimate theatre experience where they might be surrounded by the actors or the musicians or dancers.
But being a performance, I'm trying to understand, is it tailor-made to a certain age of students, or is it a performance that appeals to everyone? Because it's a bit of both. Having a bit of both.
Yeah, it's a bit of both. And that's an annoying answer because we don't like to categorize too much. Essentially what we try to do is pigeonhole in terms of, yes, of course, the baby events. The 5-year-old is not going to really engage as well with those, but we've got events 0 to 2, as I mentioned, but then we've got 3+, and that's quite broad, but essentially what ends up happening is, of course, a lot of mummies, daddies and toddlers come to those really 3, 4, 5, maybe even 6 years old. And then from there we have 6+ and 8+. And again, it's based around and designed around those ages so that we're trying to tap into the progressive of their learning, in terms of their development as a young child.
I was about to say, as Maltese students, we tend to be maybe on the shy side to express ourselves. However, we are a loud nation, as you must have noticed. We are loud, but when it comes to a presentation, some students find it difficult to express themselves, to be confident in front of other people. Is this a program which helps the individual students to gain more confidence, to interact with the actors themselves?
Certainly, absolutely. Because what you're seeing when you're a shy person is, oh, I can't do it, and you're seeing your friends go up and do it, and nearly all your friends go up and do it, and you think, oh, okay, I'll give it a try. And we're not pressuring people to do solos or anything, it's just to invite them down onto the stage so that they can feel what it's like to have the lights on them, and do maybe learn a little dance or learn a little song, or, you know, something to do with what they've just seen.
That is so important. I think this should be a regular visit, a regular program, a regular lesson within the education itself. You know what I mean?
Well, you're singing my tune because we think exactly the same thing. Our team are professional musicians, actors, dancers, and they've obviously been teachers as well, so they know it from both sides. And I think that's really important, that it's well structured, but it's also understanding what's fun, because we're not sort of there preachy teachy.
Yeah.
It's actually through the theatrical experience learning something new.
So any students can attend, any families can attend. And when are the performances? If you're probably working non-stop all around the clock.
That's kind of why I brought this with me, because to remember every single thing is a bit crazy. But we have events most weekends, and for schools it's normally Thursdays and Fridays. So that's coming up. Because of the fact we have the Baroque Festival at on the main on our main stage, Toi Toi actually have two events. It's called Baroque Sunday, so that's coming up this Sunday, which is fun. There's a treasure hunt, for example, which is 100 people, so you have families, and they go into groups, and that is hilarious. They go all around the theatre.
That's fun.
It is very fun.
A treasure hunt within the theatre.
Yeah.
I never heard of that.
Yes.
Really, that's
so
great.
You're seeing things that you would never normally see as an audience member, so that's fun.
And if the families, or maybe the mothers or fathers, are at home listening to this, are there any places yet? Can people book?
For that treasure hunt, that sells out. I mean, that is probably the one event in the entire year where it sells without us even opening our mouth. It is the most popular thing, basically because there's only 100 tickets for it. And there are competitive people, and I suspect it might be similar people, or just through word of mouth alone.
Open to all families, I imagine, including kids.
On that same day, we've got a Baroque performance, which is sounds very highbrow, but it's so fun. It's going to be La Belle Danse, and Maveo Dance Company, so Dore Malia leading, is going to be on the main stage. And we've got Vibe, so we've got the Valletta International Baroque Ensemble, which is based at the Manuel, playing. So it's beautiful, beautiful music, Baroque music. But then they're invited to dance around, to promenade around the beautiful Manuel Theatre.
We are actually showing some photos as well.
Now this is news, because this is a sort of scoop. This is an Italian violinist, obviously, called Cesare Zanfini, and he's flying in for an event called Quattro Stagioni, so the 4 seasons, not the pizza, and he's going to be playing Vivaldi in that, and that's a bit of this is going to be his Maltese debut. So we do have many, many Maltese artists, but we also, on occasion, invite international artists, so that we really, because we're the National Theatre, we'd like to think that we have top quality.
Lovely.
So with that, there's obviously going to be some fun stories. There's Daniela Seitz. Daniela is actually, again, a violinist, but she's also the music consultant for Toi Toi. So she basically coordinates all of these music events. So she has been directing this, Quattro Stagioni, which is coming up at the end of the month. So I think it's 1st and 2nd of February.
Okay.
And here we go. There's another musician. So these are all the musicians that are involved. So it's a quartet plus Cesare, I believe. And there we have a viola player. Oh, and now this is wonderful. That's what I was saying about La Belle Danse.
That's what I call a fun...
Isn't it? Yes.
Definitely.
Yes, I'd love that wig. Yes, walk around in that. So basically they're going to be invited to dance, to learn a Baroque dance, which are not incredibly complicated. They're more like promenade dances. So that's fun for mums and dads to wander about.
So when is this happening, and how can one book?
Okay, so the Treasure Hunt and La Belle Danse are happening this Sunday. So I believe that's the 26th, unless you tell me otherwise. And that's one is 11 o'clock, which is the La Belle Danse, and then the treasure hunt's in the afternoon at 3 o'clock.
But the treasure hunt is
fully booked, so
yes,
stop mentioning it. No, but it is fun. And you can go to the Manuel website. So it's www.teatrumanuel.com.mt. And yes, there's all the information on there for booking.
Oh, that's lovely. I really enjoyed that. Toi Toi. And now I know what Toi Toi is all about. And
it means, without saying good luck, it means have a great show.
Oh.
So Toi Toi.
Ah, that's lovely. Thank you. I've learned something else as well. Thank you so much. Thank you, Kate Fenech. It was lovely having you here.
Thank you very much for having me.